1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Baby, can you pray tonight? Baby, can you pray why? Oh, baby, can you pray? Is there reason you make on time? It's only to the end, so pray tonight. So you won't for everywhere. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Gotta pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, can we pray, pray tonight? Baby, can we pray, pray fast? Oh, baby, can you pray? It's every time you make on time. It's holy to the end, so pray tonight.
Hello everybody, how are you all doing? We're back again for the lovely ACC here at Phoenix for round number 3 at Zolder today. We could see some high, I would say a high chance, maybe a low chance of some wet spells, but we're going to get into qualifying in a few momentos here. We've got some crashes happening in the background with the yikes there. One of the Rusty's racing team members just deciding to, you know what, not driving a straight line, deciding to hit some barriers instead. But yeah, anyways, oh, we've got more contact, and that's, I believe, Ackerman hitting the back of the lovely Andrew Taggart. But yeah, like I said, we're just waiting, obviously, for free practice to finish, and then we'll get into a lovely 20-minute qualifying session, followed then by a 60-minute race. But how is everybody in the chat doing today? Hope we're all doing fantastic and excited for some lovely content around this track. And obviously, whilst we wait for free practice to finish up with the drivers finishing their laps as well, let's talk about the track, shall we? So Zolder, obviously new to ACC commentating, so not really familiar with the track myself. Oh, it's at night time as well. It was quite nice, shall we say. So a total of 10 corners, which is quite interesting, shall we say. I'll just quickly get out of this and click drive. There we go. So, yeah, like I was saying, sorry. A total of 10 corners, which is quite interesting. It's probably the shortest amount of corners I've seen on a racetrack myself. And, yeah, but as we can see now, getting very, very busy on the grid as we see the lovely Andrew Taggart currently sitting in P13 at the moment, but obviously haven't done a lap time just yet, so that does not mean they'll be starting P13. Let's see how quick they are on the track, and everyone will be very, very happy because there's no rain, it's all dry, lovely night race ahead of us. Let's see what Zolder can bring us, but let's go on board with car number 88, which is the lovely Vic, shall we say, back-to-back winners for round number 1 and round number 2, saying that Ackerman in the lovely Honda could have actually won round number 2 at Monza in the wet conditions, but unfortunately they had their moments, but Vic with some excellent defending able to keep P1, and then unfortunately errors started to fold in, especially from Ackerman making those big mistakes and losing a couple of tenths, even a couple of seconds towards Vic ahead of him. Vic made a couple of mistakes as well, but not as many as Ackerman did last race. But we'll see how they go on today. It's going to be very, very exciting. But let's go on board with the lovely Vic, shall we then? So on our way down to turns number 1, 2 and 3. Some very tricky corners. You've got to go in to the left as quickly as possible and then lean all the way to the right once again. You could get a bit of I'd say a bit difficult with traction, shall we say, because obviously in the McLarens, the traction absolutely not the best. And I was actually in a VC with Webby and Mr. Maverick, as you know, from Phoenix SimSport server, as they're wonderful people. They were really struggling with the McLaren around the corners. So yeah, we're going to see which kind of differences the cars can handle. But so far, on board with Vic on his lap, now down in sector 2, and looking pretty good, pretty strong in the first couple of corners. No invalidations just yet, which is lovely to see. But also the first driver to set a lap, and his BMW looking fairly comfortable, shall we say. So no major mistakes, and many more drivers as well, as I'm having a look at my lovely screen, which you can't see. Also the delta and stuff like that. It's quite interesting. A lot of red I'm seeing on my screen, so we could be seeing a few invalid lap times, which isn't ideal. But on board with Vic then, coming around the final corner of turn number 11 across the start and finish line. What's the benchmark going to be? It's going to be a 129.4. Let's see what the drivers can do and what they can perform, as we have someone that goes P2, and that's going to be the lovely Marcel in the lovely McLaren. Does a 130.5, 1.1 seconds off the pace. Not ideal, so maybe some errors creeping in from the drivers as we see Kelly go P3, a 131.8, and then Mr. Webby quite quick in the free practice sessions we had, obviously just now, as you slightly saw towards the end of this practice. Only P6 at the moment, a 132.6, so maybe he is struggling in the McLaren ever so slightly, which isn't ideal, but we'll get to see what dry lap times they could be setting. Of course, the free practice, which we had literally a couple of moments ago, was a damp track, which obviously wasn't ideal for the drivers, as it's a complete dry race, shall we say. But let's go on board with the wonderful Mr. Joe Viper in that lovely Ferrari and lovely skin, shall we say. I think he's quite addicted to some stickers, shall we say. But on board with him then, coming down in P15, yet to set a lap time. But as they make their way through this second chicane, the first chicane, heading down to the second chicane with someone very quick on their tail, so hopefully Joe is not being put off by the driver behind. But into turn number 7 to approach number 8 and then number 9 very later on. He is behind a car at the moment, which could be giving a bit of an advantage, or a bit of tone, a bit of slip, which is what he might want on the straights, really. So down to the heavy braking zone, where he's been saying he's been struggling just a little bit, but to be honest, I don't think he struggled there at all, because into the hairpin and the exit looked to perfection, shall we say. So Joe could be on for a very good lap time here. Late on the brakes, trying to not hit the back of the Beamer, but the Beamer going a bit slow as he approaches the final corner. So Joe might have lost a couple of tenths there, but as he crosses the line, where does he go? It's P12. 3.1 seconds off the pace, a 1:32.2, so potentially was held up by the Beamer, and yeah, definitely not ideal. But going on board with George as he's about to cross the line to start a lap time. Oh, it doesn't actually complete a lap time. My apologies. He does a 1:32.2, which is very good for him right there. Currently in P14. Very good starting position, shall I say. I'd say for Zolder, if you're wanting to be quite competitive, I'd say you want to be in the top 10. You want to be in the top 10 to see what kind of pressure you could put. And what's actually surprised me is that Andrew Taggart going P3, a 1:29.977. So Andrew Taggart looking very competitive at the moment in time, which is absolutely lovely to see. Shanae going P2. Obviously he was P1, but I believe Vic just beat him to the line and did a 1:28.9. That's a mega lap time right there. The gap between P1 and P2, as you can see on the screen right there, is about a tenth. Absolutely insane. So Shanae could find a little bit more pace and snatch P1 away, and it's looking like he can, because looking at his delta right now, he's 3 tenths up. If he keeps this momentum going, he could snatch pole position away from Vic, and Vic could be challenged here tonight with 13 minutes to go. So it's right on board with Shanae and see if they can steal pole position. So into the hairpin of turn number 9 to approach turn number 10. How's their exit? That's a pretty slidey, but a good enough exit there. And he's 3 tenths up on his lap time right now. If he keeps it all together and keeps it within track limits, he'll be P1, which Shanae will be very, very happy with. Of course, finishing P3 in the last race. But as he crosses the line, does he go P1? He doesn't go P1. Oh, he does go P1. My apologies. There's a slight delay there, shall we say. I didn't get confused at all, chat. He does a 1:28.6, 2 tenths up against Vic. Absolutely insane. So Vic could be challenged here for pole position. And we've got a little poll in the chat. And let me know by voting with your channel points, who do you think's going to get pole? Will it be Taggart? Will it be Shanae? Or interestingly, will it be Webby, Ackerman, or do you reckon it'll be someone else, chat? Feel free to put your predictions in there, and I would love to hear them. If Webby got pole position, in my opinion, that'd be absolutely insane. So you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? My prediction is going up to the wonderful Webby. That's who my prediction is. But so far, not going well for the McLaren driver. I mean, he's in P4, so good starting position, shall we say, but not up on his time. He's down on his time at the moment, so he's kind of struggling to find lap time. A bit of flick of dust there as he goes off the track ever so slightly. But who's on a massive improvement? I'd say who's on a massive improvement. It's an Aston Martin of Jonah, I think. Hopefully it's how you say your name. If I have butchered your name, I do apologise. I'm not the best of names. They go P7, a 1:30.005, almost in the 29s, ever so close. We've got positions happening left, right and centre, and it's absolutely crazy. Like suffocating about to cross the line. They're 5 tenths up. Where are they going to go? They go P10, a 1:30.1. They'll be very happy with that lap time, and I must say, absolutely loving that Dynaco livery as they slightly go off in turn 1 there. Joanna. Cheers, Darkness. Appreciate it, my friend. First time racing with us tonight. All very nice. So, hopefully they do well. Let's see how they do, shall we? So far, they are doing pretty well. Currently P8. There's a 1:30.005, as I said earlier. It's a very good lap time. I'm actually loving that Aston Martin livery as well. So keep an eye on them to see if they can improve on their lap time. But on board with Alan. Hopefully I'm saying the name. Car number 11. Let's get a better camera angle, shall we? There we go. It's much better. They're currently 7 tenths up on their lap time now. So if they can keep it all together and keep calm, keep collected, they could potentially, I'd say, get into the top 10. But as I say that, the Ferrari really early on the brakes there. So probably attempting to go for another push lap. It is a gorgeous livery. It is indeed darkness. And if I say so, even though Joe made my liveries, I'm pretty jealous. I want the Aston Martins in them, if you know what I mean. But keep that quiet. Keep that between me and you, you know. Keep that between me and you. But what's very interesting for the top two at the moment, where the battle is for pole position, Vic is slowly finding time, but isn't gaining as he would normally gain in qualifying. Obviously quite dominant, and he's like 2/10 of it up on his time, which is a pretty good, obviously, what I'm trying to say, a very good, I've lost the words, so I'll try and forget what I was on about there, as he's now, instead of going 2/10, he's done another 10th, which is now 3/10, which is actually good enough for pole position. But can he keep it all together as we make our way out of the final corner of turn 11? He doesn't, because he had a bit of a bump there, so he's hit like a sausage curb or something, which is kind of sent him half flying into the air, which isn't ideal. So yeah, hopefully they don't do that again and can snatch it away with 8 minutes to go. Shanae at the moment of time is trying ever so hard to find lap time, and they do, but they have a little bit of a squiggly moment on a few corners, and just aren't able to improve. But they are so far on pole position. Put in a banger lap, still P20. You know what? Go on. Go on, James. Go on track. I'll give you some magic, you know. I'll make you go faster by promising that you'll zoom away, you know. You'll be absolutely flying. But let's go on board with Ackerman. Car number 23, known as Noah, in the Honda. Very high up on their Delta right now. And can they contend for the top three as they drift out of the final corner? Absolutely lovely there. Putting on a little bit of a show, shall we say. And they go P3. They can indeed 4/10 off of P1. So even Ackerman could be a contender for pole position if they find a little bit more time with 7 minutes to go of qualifying. It's getting very interesting and very exciting. Very exciting. That DSQ means I'm too quick. Imagine darkness. Imagine getting a DSQ. Just imagine. Yes, I agree. I agree, Rosalina. That is a very big skill issue indeed. Very big skill issue. Very big skill issue. Right then. On board with Arc now. Once again, another fantastic livery on the track at Zolder tonight. Yeah, in the Beamer. Coming round into what corner are they at? I'm lost now. I'm lost. Okay, we're coming down to the final corner. So they left turn 10 to head down to turn 11. And they're currently 4/10 up on their lap time. Make that 5/10, then 6/10. They're fighting lap time, but can they get themselves in the top 10? I believe they can as they cross the line. Where do they go? It is P8. A 129.7. So the track is starting to ramp up, shall I say. And evolution is starting to happen, and track grip is starting to kick in. Ooh, Vers, thank you very much for sub with Prime. You've been subbed for 2 months, currently on a 2-month streak. Poggers Vers, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right then. On board with Ackerman. As I went in Discord earlier and said, Antosis, you gotta get pole position, you know. And look at it. He's flying at the moment. Oh, I say that he's flying, and Vic sticks it on pole at the moment at 128.5. All pressure now is on car number 23 as they get a horrible exit out of the first chicane down into the second chicane now. Hopefully they don't get blocked by any cars or put off by any cars. I think Noah is pushing to the absolute limit here and trying to find all the time he can on the track. But is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Let's find out as we make our way into the hairpin now. A little bit wide there, a little bit deep. Yeah, a little bit wide, but hopefully they can find a little bit more lap time, a little bit more seconds, shall we say, and tenths into the final corner of turn number 11. rounding the final corner. Can they stick it on pole? I think they could, you know. I think they could. Maybe. Just maybe. Let's see. And they don't stick it on pole. But that is a very, very close top 3. Look at that. 0.068 thousandths of a second. And 38 thousandths. Woo! It's getting tight. It's getting close. It's getting intense. But Vic could deny it all right now. In that BMW, about to cross the line. 3/10 up on their lap time right now. They've now done a 128.2. That's insane pace there. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Crazy. It looks like if anybody wants to challenge pole position, Shanae and Ackerman have got to find a lot of time. Same with Taggart as well. They've got to find a lot of time. Taggart, 9/10 off of P1. I just have no words. That's absolutely crazy. It is. I've seen the BMW is absolutely crazy. You'll see Ackerman off in the background. Back on board with this camera angle. They are down on their time. Who else could we go on board with? We could go on board with the Ferrari, down in P13 right now. I'd say as well, the Ferrari is quite dominant at this track, in my personal opinion. But the only downfall to the Ferrari on this track is that it doesn't like curbs. Trust me, it doesn't like it. It really hates the curbs here. So, let's see then. They are currently 2/10 up on their lap time, with 3 minutes to go of qualifying. Into the second hairpin of turn number 7. To turn number 8 we go as the McLaren, I believe, of... Is that Andrew Taggart? No, that's going to be Mr. Webby, who's currently in P7, getting out of the way there. So lovely sportsmanship there. And yeah, the Ferrari looking very well. I say that, it goes a bit deep and slightly off track. So they were 4/10 up. They now drop down to a 10th. So they've lost time into that hairpin. Into the final corner of turn number 11 now. The Ferrari, a bit slidey out there. You can see it does not like the curves around this track. It's dominant in straight line speed slightly, but it doesn't like the curves as it crosses the line. And it stays P13. And I don't think... He improved on his lap time, but not by much. Ever so slightly improved. Ever so slightly. Now, back on board with the top 3. Shanae, currently in P2. 3/10 down at the moment. He's finding a lot more pace if he wants to challenge a P1. But is it going to be enough as he crosses the line? Oh my goodness. 75 thousandths of a second off of pole position. Shanae could do it, you know, with 1 minute and 40 to go. He's really got to focus up now, so let's promise that Shanae could snatch pole position, because Shanae, I think, really deserves pole. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. Obviously, Shanae sometimes has disconnects out of the server here and there, which isn't ideal. So fingers crossed, I don't commentate curse him. If I do, then Darkness can fire me. That was a joke. I believe that was a joke, Darkness. So please don't fire me. I believe Shanae should be able to stay in the lobby today. I'll try not to. I'll try not to, Darkness. I'll try not to. I'll try not to. I promise. I promise. But into the final moments and the final tense moments of qualifying, if Shanae can't get this lap done, he has one more chance if he gets to the line in time, which I believe he'll get to the line just in the nick of time. Yeah, Shanae is on fire. What on earth are those lap times? Just insane pace, you know. We're just too slow to do those lap times. Right. So, we'll come back to Ackerman and Shanae in a minute to see if they can challenge for pole. But it looks like Ackerman won't be able to, because he actually went off the track. So, unfortunately, he'll be staying P3. Mr. Taggart, though, is finding lap time on the track. Very, looking very quick, shall we say. Was 4/10 up, but they've lost so many tenths now for their time, which obviously isn't ideal. And I believe Vic is just chilling in the pit lane because they know they can't go any faster. They've used all their pace. Will it be enough, though, to stay on pole position? Or can Shanae deny him? Can he? So we'll come back to Shanae in just a second as Taggart is about to cross the line. And they will stay in P6 and improve ever so slightly on their lap time at the moment. But riding back on board with Shanae, hopefully not jinxing anything. Into the hairpin we go. Hopefully they don't mess it up. They do not mess it up. And they get a very decent exit. On our way now to turn number 11. Turn number 11 could say it all if he gets it completely wrong. He hits the apex there, and he hits the apex there with the final corner. He's going to cross the line now. Can he take pole position? Oh my goodness, he can! Shanae on pole by a 10th, which demotes Vic down to P2. And then we have the Aston Martin down in P11, currently up on their lap time. Can they make any positions up the grid? Let's find out. And they do. They go to P8. Woo! What an absolute fantastic qualifying session that was. That was amazing. And I don't understand what that... I don't really know what that game lag was all about, but it seems to have fixed itself. But that was fantastic. What on earth have we just witnessed? History is what we just witnessed. History. Well, Darkness, congratulations on your channel points. No worries, Darkness. Good luck. I'll be rooting you on, you know. Please don't crash. That wouldn't be ideal. I don't want to see any crashing. So please don't do that. Hell, I was not expecting Shanae to be in pole position. You know what? I think today we're going to keep the screen on. I want to... Do we keep it on, chat? Do we keep it on? Let's have a look, shall we? We'll probably keep it on today and see how it goes. I want to try something new. I want to try something new. So we shall see how it goes. Me crash? I'd never do such a thing. I mean, Vers. I mean, yeah, I mean, GG's done this one, what, 10 channel points? It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. 10 channel points. You know, Vers? It goes a long way, you know. Darkness will be very happy with that, you know. People are like, whew, 10 channel points. Jeez, you know. Jeez. But we'll find out shortly, in 3 minutes time, what's going to happen into the first couple of corners. But what I'd love to hear from you wonderful people is, of course, who do you think, and I really want to know from the predictions in the chat, who do you think is going to take the lead, obviously, into turn number... into turn, obviously, number 1 when we get to green flag racing. And who do you think the winner will be today? Could it be Shanae? Could it be Vic with a 3rd win streak in a row? Or potentially could it be Ackerman? As you know, in Monza, in wet conditions, Ackerman was looking fairly competitive, shall we say. But wasn't able to get past Vic when Vic was doing some excellent Sergio Perez defending. Darkness first to last. I mean, you know, it could happen. Let's have a look, you know. Darkness P24, not scoring any points at the moment, but, you know, we'll go in his interior. Look, you see, he's just chilling, you know. He's just chilling with the cars and waiting to go in 2 minutes' time. So Darkness just chilling And why not be his passenger, you know? We'll just look on the lovely liveries as we can see right there. And we'll go on board with P number 3. Because look at the kind of angle they are at. They're like where Shanae is. So, in my perspective, looking on board with Ackerman, it may be an interesting turn 1 when we get to green flag racing. Because obviously, Vic would have... Would he have the racing line? No. I mean, technically, it's 50-50 because you go into the corner, and obviously Shanae and Ackerman would have the racing line on the inside. But as you go to the outside, if Vic gets ahead enough, then Vic would then have the racing line. But we'll see what happens. It's all about patience. You know what, Rosalina? That would definitely be a miracle. If Darkness is the last first, I'd be shocked. I would be surprised if it happened. And if it did, I'm telling you right now, if it did happen, I would quit commentating. I'm joking, I wouldn't, because I enjoy doing commentating for ACC, so why would I do that, you know? How silly of me to say that, you know? But right now, we're just playing the patient game. As we get going very, very shortly. Right. Let's see what happens, shall we? Let's get prepped and let's get ready to chat. I hope you're all ready. Yep, we're hoping for Rusty's Racing to get good results today. Yes, that is indeed correct, Abby. We want dominance today. We want dominance as we see all the cars now getting ready for their, what shall we say, their warm-up lap to get their tyres warm and optimal. Who is leading the ACC Championship? It is the Rusty's Racing team, the dominant team on the grid. Because why not? It is dominant, and they're trying to be amazing. So they're leading, because why not? Why not? So let's see what they can do. All the cars on the grid right now, obviously preparing and waiting to get going here. So let's see what they can bring us racing action. I really do believe that Ackerman could get a really good jump on Vic, or Vic could get a good jump to go to P2. We'll just see. So I think it's a full lap. It's a full lap. And then it's race time. Right, okay then. So let's do this, shall we, Chatteroo? Let's prepare ourselves as car number 66. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, it's George. Car number 66, unable to start in time for the race. So he'll be starting in a pit lane start. So he'll be starting right at the back of the grid, which means Darkness will get a free position up into P23. But as the drivers get ready here at Zolder, coming around at the final corner as Shanae leads them round the final. No, sorry, Vic. No, it's Shanae in pole position. I'll get myself tangled up now, muddled up. But here we go then. The wheel to wheel. Let's see what Zolder can bring ahead of us. And we're just waiting for the green flag racing. And it is a game freeze on my end, but it's lights out. And green flag racing right here at Zolder. And Shanae gets up into P1 and defends his position for now as we go on board in the helicam right now to get a better view of what's going on. We're on board with P3 to get a better action of what's happening. And in the background there we see, who is it? I believe it's going to be Taggart trying to challenge on Marcel, who's currently in P6, but they're fighting right now. But it's a good getaway for Shanae on this first of half a lap of racing. And I think Taggart in the background's able to get past and up into P number 6. He does indeed, so very good there. As you can see, George has a drive-through penalty, and P3 has a... that's not P3, I don't know what's going on. I might turn that off because it's going to slightly confuse me just a little bit. So there we go, that's gone now. So that's all better. We've got yellow flags in the background. Car number 18 has completely gone off track. And unfortunately, that's going to be our newest member who is joining us today, who is driving the Aston Martin. And there's more yellow flags in the background. That's Joe Viper going off, which obviously isn't ideal. So he drops and loses quite a few positions right there. But like I said, a very good getaway for Shanae, who leads us into the final corner. And Shanae will be absolutely very happy and delighted to be leading the first lap around Zolder. Right then, so Vic is following closely behind. He's trying to challenge Shanae at the moment, but not able to pressure as he would like to and seem to. So, yeah, not too bad. And looking very, very competitive. I'm very excited because obviously this track is very, very crucial and very, very hard to overtake. So some drivers have got skill and talent to show. Right. Let's make our way through the grid, shall we? Because on board with Marcel in P7, obviously on the opening stage of lap number 1, Taggart was able to find a way through. But the gap between those two is around about like 7/10 at the moment, so not looking too bad. As we come to him in just a second, as Vic is starting to find a little bit more pace than Shanae at the moment. Of course, Darkness in the Twitch chat was saying that the BMW absolutely crazy in a straight line, so that could really help Vic out today with a straight line speed difference. Should be quite interesting and exciting to see, because we could get a challenge for the lead, and we're only in the 57th minute of the race. So we've already been racing for what, like 3 minutes, and it could all be a switch for the lead, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, there's just practice, because I was like that when I did ACC. I wasn't very, you know, what's the word? I wasn't very confident, but I just sent it and had a lot of fun. So I'll say give it a go, buddy, and see what you think, because obviously these guys here at ACC, they're a lot of fun to drive with, trust me. Right then, so some lovely battles happening in front of us at this moment between Taggart and Marcel. We actually make our way down to 10 before, and I thought Marcel was going to go for the move there, but he backs out of it and wasn't brave enough to go on the inside of Mav there. But also ahead of us is going to be Ark in the BMW, chasing after P number 4 at the moment, and the Mercedes able to stay ahead for now, but that BMW is getting closer and closer and closer every single lap, but just runs out of road to actually get past the Mercedes, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, I think ACC is cheap. I can't remember the price it was last time, but they do some good deals, obviously like on CD Keys and other websites. But ACC is a lot of fun to get into. I thought I wouldn't enjoy it. I mean, I got the game like a year or two ago, and I didn't enjoy it at first, but then when I found Phoenix and did ACC with them, it was so much fun. Just chilling in VC, racing, having fun on track. You know, racing against friends, you know, it's all about that. Just racing against friends and having fun. As car number 724 has unfortunately gone off track in the background. That's going to be Darkness, unfortunately. So a bit of a spin. So Darkness just spinning in the background, as we love to see. So we could see him get lapped very, very shortly, as George as well. Car number 66 having more troubles down in the first chicane and maybe setting to retire. But I think they're still going, which is what we love to see. So as we watch this battle for P number 4, obviously the Beamer ain't able to get close just yet. We're going to make our way up back to the P3 area, shall we say, and as we can see on board with Ackerman at the moment on the Honda, he's about almost 2 seconds behind, so I don't know if he's conserving his tyres or if he's really just struggling on raw like race pace. But the top two are actually starting to run away, and as I say they're starting to run away, someone off track there, and that's George in the background, already getting lapped as we make our way into the 54-minute mark. So not even done 10 minutes at the moment, unfortunately. George there already being lapped, just not having a great time on the track, it seems. But Vic is seemingly looking like he's struggling, because he was like 8 tenths behind, 7 tenths behind. Now he's going to be 1.2 seconds behind. So, interesting. £7 on CD keys. Nice one, Verz. I mean, I can try and teach you a few tips here and there, as I used to play it. If you want, if you're into, you know, GT4s, you know, we've got that coming too. We've got a new pack releasing too. I think it was GT2s coming to ACC, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to join, that's on a Thursday. No, was it a Thursday? Yeah, it's a Thursday, and that's quite a lot of fun as we've got a battle spicing up. So we'll come back to the top guys in a second as Mr. what should we say, Zach Webbery, as Darkness used to call it when he used to stream on the Phoenix Twitch, saying that Taggart's actually had a moment there, and I'm not too sure if Taggart had a moment into the chicane, or if, and I mean big if himself and Marcel came together, but that is Taggart losing multiple positions, left, right and centre, which isn't ideal, and yeah, just not ideal. You know, Taggart down to P10 now, and Webby makes his way up into P8. I believe he got past Kelly there, so Webby on a charge to get some moves done for the lovely team of Rusty's Racing, and yeah, but Taggart, he will not be happy with that one, trust me. He'll be fuming in the gearbox right now. We've got Jay Lewis. Oh no. Jamie Lewis in the Ferrari, down in P15, into the hairpin, not having a good time. And almost got collected there, shall we say, by James. Almost got collected by that. And the Joe in the background there with the Aston Martin right behind Joe, actually. One of the newcomers that joined today. Macy's to get a move done very, very shortly, and the Aston Martin trying to go around the outside. Can he hold it? Get past the Ferraris. The Ferrari struggles out with final corner. He can, and the Aston Martin up into P number 18 now. But Lewis, what on earth was happening there? As oh, look at it! See, look, the BMW got so close to getting past the Mercedes, and maybe he has an opportunity, maybe into the second hairpin. You're just sniffing the rear wing of the Mercedes, but it's just unable to get by. Unable. It's absolutely fantastic, but he'll be really annoyed right now, trust me. He'll be really, really frustrated. Hopefully it can be done soon. Taking a wide exit there, trying to force an error on the Mercedes driver. But Mercedes ain't making any mistakes. No mistakes on Mercedes, as we have Stefan in the Ferrari, right behind the McLaren of Marcel, getting a way better exit against Marcel. Down into turn 1 we go. The Ferrari, if he's got the race pace and has a good couple of corners here and there. Could find himself ahead of the McLaren. Into turn number 2 we go, then turn 3 and turn 4. The McLaren's back end just isn't really stable. The Ferrari doing the same thing in the background, which isn't ideal. We're going to try and go wheel to wheel then into turn 4, and Marcel will try and keep it around the outside. The Ferrari though still trying to fight this one, and I believe it's going to be who's going to be bravest and latest on the brakes. And the Ferrari already passed the McLaren. Into turn 5 we go. That was a lovely little bit of wheel-to-wheel we got there. That's what I mean. Zolder, a very tough circuit to overtake on. And what we've just been gifted with, that was absolutely sensational and absolutely fantastic, as we've got Jay Kelly in the background trying to get past Webby, who's currently standing in P number 8 at the moment. So Kelly trying to put the pressure on, but isn't able to do it just yet. P5 right now. Still not able to get by the Mercedes, but just trying to force the Mercedes into a little bit of a mistake, but isn't able to get it done. And what's interesting is between Vic and Shanae. Shanae is running away in the Lamborghini. The gap right now is 1.8, and behind Vic, the gap between himself and Ackerman is now rounding up to 4 seconds. As the BMW actually might have a look here into turn number 1, trying to go around the outside of the Mercedes. Brave on the brakes, still trying to go wheel to wheel and still be wheel to wheel into turn 2 we go. BMW trying to be as brave as possible, and Kelly just backing out of that one. Just backing out and not brave enough to get the move done. So we've got George in the background trying to get back in a mindset of his own and trying to recover from a poor start he's had. But we are getting some wonderful wheel-to-wheel racing action here at Zolder. That is what we love to see. Absolutely lovely. As we've got a battle spicing up in the background, and that's against P17 and P16. Obviously, our newcomer in the Aston Martin. A wonderful livery. And then ahead of them is Joe Viper in that Ferrari, and ahead of Joe is James Cons, and they're all trying to fight it out for P number 15, and then ahead of them is obviously Suffocating, who is in P14. Oh, this there's so much to keep an eye on. We've got some entertainment for a good first half of the race, and obviously this is when pit stops come into play. A mandatory pit stop this race, of course, an hour race, so mandatory pit stop is required. Don't have to change your tyres though, but you need to make sure you put some extra fuel in. That is all the requirement is for the mandatory pit stop. So let's see what the overcuts and undercuts could be like, because it could happen between some drivers if they really want to try and pick up the pace. But here we go then. Joe Viper down into the second chicane of turn number 7, trying to get past James Cons, and does he? He does indeed. And that was not turn number 7, that was the hairpin, my apologies, of turn number 9, as we head to turn number 11 now. And James actually looking to try and come back here. Oh, a bit of a tap there between the Aston Martin and James, slightly coming together. The Aston Martin goes off track, and James going by as the Aston Martin playing sportsmanship there and giving the position back. And going back on board with P5 once again, and that's actually going on board with P5, and that's Arc having a bit of a moment there, and actually could lose out to the Ferrari of King as we make our way down into the second hairpin on the track of turn number 7 now. And the Ferrari trying to get by, and I don't know if that was track limits there for Arc, but he's able to keep P5 at the moment. And after that, Ferrari trying to go for a move there. Marcel right on the gearbox of this battle for P5. And it's getting a bit spicy. Very spicy. Jay Kelly unable to get by Mr. Webby at this time. But in the background we can see the wonderful Mr. Andrew Taggart starting to catch up and get back into a rhythm here. So Taggart looking to set the pace alive, as Webby's feeling the pressure ever so slightly. And the gap for the top 3 now has opened up, and it's now 3.7. So that is interesting. I don't know if there's conservative fuel strategies going on or conserving the tyres to not change the tyres. So that could be a big difference as well if they're trying to just save the tyres for the end of the stint, or towards the end of the second stint, I guess. Change the tyres if you don't want to, but I used to do it in ACC all the time, just have the extra grip, and some points it wouldn't help, and some points it would really, really help. Right then, the Ferrari P6. Last lap, tried to get by Arc, who was in P5, but unable to get the move done, and then Marcel tried to go for a move here into the second hairpin, and was unable to get the move done. So, could it be this lap around the Ferrari could attempt to get a move done? And he goes a little bit deep there, so Marcel should potentially be right on the gearbox. I'm going to try something new, chat. Let's see if this will work. We'll do that. So we've got the overall of what's happening on the grid and who are on board. And actually saying that after getting that set up, it actually looks a little bit decent, a little bit more nicer for the stream, so you know what's going on with position-wise. Marcel was actually about to get her move done there for P number 5, not P number 6, sorry, but just wasn't having enough straight line, and the track just completely ran out, and he had to, unfortunately, had to slam on the brakes, shall we say. So, Marcel, I think he can get past the Ferrari, but it'll be ever so maybe a few more minutes into the race before they start to gain their confidence back. But hey, we'll just find out and see what happens. Taggart going off there in the background ever so slightly, kicking up some dust and dirt. And the gap between Mr. Taggart and Jay Kelly comes on ever so slightly. It was 1.7, but enough about that, as we've got Marcel trying to go wheel to wheel now with the Ferrari, and Marcel able to get the move done and up into P6, but the Ferrari might come back here, and unfortunately goes off the track completely, and that's concealed for P number 7 as Marcel up into P6. There we go, lovely move done there, and Marcel can try and catch up to P number 5 now and try and get past the Beamer, as never mind, the Beamer's gone off track. Oh no, he hasn't, never mind, that's a different Beamer. I'm getting myself confused now. It's not a good time to get confused, is it, chat? So we're going to try and keep our eyes peeled to what on earth was going on there. But we'll try to ignore that slight error for now. He didn't hear anything from me. There we go, lovely jubbly. As we've got Joe Viper down in P15 at the moment, trying to get past Spinner for P14, gaining ever so slightly, but just isn't able to get the move done. Goes slightly deep into the hairpin, and unfortunately won't be able to get the move done, and he's going to run out of track in a straight line. But we'll keep on board for just momentarily to see what his turn 11 exit is like. And that was actually a pretty decent exit there for Joe, and he could get the move done for P number 14. He pulls to the outside of the track, and he's going to try and swing. And I thought he was going to try and go around the outside there, but he's going to try and go for the inside, try to go for the switcheroo, but was unable to get it done. And he's flashing Mr. Spinner to try and put him off, or let him know he's in the background. But if you flash him, it might slightly put the driver ahead of you off. So that's always a strategy or a call they try to do. And this could be the BMW's chance to get past the Mercedes down into the hairpin. There's big slight contact between the two of, should I say, the pair of them, and that could be damage, crucial damage for the Mercedes. Not too sure about the Beamer, but the Mercedes just I don't know. I think there was slightly damage on the both of them, but they're both going to go wheel to wheel now into the final corner of turn 11. Marcel trying to get involved in the action now in the background, and the Beamer finally 41 minutes on the dot, able to get past the Mercedes up into P4. And then Marcel, if that Mercedes has got damage, Marcel will try and get past, like now, this lap, to try and pull away and then get past the Beamer. So let's see what the Mercedes pace is like. Has he got big damage on that car? Is it big damage? At the moment, it's looking like a big fat no. I don't think he's got damage as Marcel completely goes wide and almost off track, which obviously wouldn't be ideal, but so far keeping it on track, and lost a few seconds and tenths into that. Just that corner can lose them a few bits of time there. But what is interesting is Arc and the BMW has got a horrendous exit, and the Mercedes might send it into the hairpin here, and he does. He tries to, but the Beamer defending with all he can and all his might and power, and is able to stay ahead for now. But once again, that Mercedes will try to fight back for P4. And speaking of the devil, involved in this battle now is obviously P5, P6, P7. Now it's P8, now it's P9. And potentially in a minute, it's going to be P10. So this is quite a train that's about to form between these cars. And any mistakes, and there could be a free position for anybody in this train right now. So as we cross the line again to head down to turn number 1, are the Mercedes and the Beamer going to fight it out if they're close enough? At the moment, it's not looking like it at all. Surely the Mercedes would have damage from that contact. There's just no way. There's no way they make contact into the hairpin and then they get ever so the tiniest bit of damage you would known to man. Surely not. There's got to be some sort of damage on that car, surely. There's just no way. But the gap between those two is starting to open up at the moment, and that train is starting to fall away as we're going to go on board with the wonderful Kelly in P9. It's still stuck behind Webby, who's in P number 8 at the moment. But Taggart in the background now a second behind, so he's starting to find pace in that car. And Kelly thought they were going to send it into the hairpin as Webby goes deep on the brakes and forces Webby into a mistake, and Kelly might get the move done here, and Webby might have to conceal and drop down to P number 9, and Kelly up into P8. Kelly with a lovely distraction there, and able to put Webby offline, and force an error on the McLaren driver as Taggart in the background trying to get past his teammate. And did they switch? I think they switched. They did indeed. They switch around, and Taggart ahead of his teammate, and Taggart probably just with a little bit more pace in the car, and probably trying to get a few more positions and a lot of points for the team, as obviously Rusty's Racing are leading the standings at this moment of time. Only round number 3, and they're leading the standings, and it could be a fight for them today. So they've got to score some big points. Big points. Right then. So, as we're seeing a lot of fighting between P4 and P5, with that fighting commencing, as obviously the gap is now starting to open up, so there's less fighting happening. The top 3 are gone, shall we just say. They just ran away. But from P4 to P3 is 11 seconds, which is absolutely insane. P3 to P2 is 9.3 seconds. P2 to P1, 5.8 seconds. So there's big gaps starting to form now in this race as we're almost into the halfway mark, almost at the 30-minute mark. So interestingly, gaps starting to form a lot more, but we should start to see pit stops later. Obviously pit window open for more than 36 minutes. So hopefully a few drivers will start to think about boxing very shortly. If they want to go aggressive, they'll box quite early and suffer with the tyre deg towards the end of the race. But that Ferrari looks to be really struggling in Sector 1. I know I said earlier I was, going on how good the car was, and it's really good in a straight line and it really sticks to the track. It appears I was wrong. It really, obviously, as you can see, it really does not like the curbs on this track at all. But it doesn't want to stick to the track, which is quite interesting. I thought it would, but it doesn't. So I guess we'll see what happens. Right. What else could we have a look at whilst we're waiting for some action to commence? I would say look at the replay system, but I'm not familiar with that still, so I don't know how that really works. Too sure. Oh, hello. Maybe we don't need the replay system because the Ferrari out of turn 1 gets a superior exit there, and all of a sudden it's all over the Mercedes. But never mind, it's not anymore because here comes Marcel almost up the inside. They're going to go wheel to wheel at turn number 4, and then they're still going to attempt to be wheel to wheel, or maybe Marcel with just a little bit more straight line speed on the car, and he does indeed. Marcel takes P number 6 now. That was fantastic there. Absolutely fantastic. But we might have a Taggart battle shortly, as he's very quickly catching up to the rear wing with Jay Kelly. And once again, Marcel goes off track and goes a little bit wide there. A bit of an error there from the McLaren drive, a bit of a slide as well. The Ferrari back into P6, so Marcel gaining a position. And now he'll be really frustrated because he's just lost a position, which he doesn't want. So, fortunately, not ideal, but it happens, you know. There you go. If you haven't seen Taggart's skin from the last race, as it was meant to be on round number 2, but unfortunately there was a few errors here and there, and there was just a few problems. But Andrew Taggart able to wear the livery now and show off the livery and show the professional Rusty's Racing team, as we unfortunately have Joe, car number 96, off and around in the second hairpin, trying to move out of the way for the drivers on the track. Ooh, that was close there. That was very close between a driver between Joe and, I don't know who that was, I think that was James. That was very close. I got a bit scared for a second because I thought they were going to come together, but somehow they didn't make contact. Now, what's impressive is I've looked at the last lap leaderboards of times and that, and Mr. Taggart has done a 1 minute 30 flat, which is insane, of course. And I really thought it'd be up there in the top 3, but unfortunately the McLaren, just as you can see on board of him for a little bit, just isn't stable, as we have another challenge begin again and commencing between the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Out of turn number 10 we go, down to number 11. The Mercedes are just a little bit more straight line speed, and Marcel thinking about sending it here, and he does. And switchback of centuries could be on for the McLaren versus Ferrari. Down to turn number 1 we go. The McLaren chooses to go to the inside. The Ferrari's going to go around the long way around the outside. And the Ferrari actually spinning off there. And unfortunately loses a position to Jay Kelly and could lose a position to Andrew Taggart, as Andrew Taggart makes him go deep, and the Ferrari off again. Oh, what has happened to the Ferraris? He's just not having a great day right now on this new lap around this track. It's not going well, so maybe that means Webby down in, obviously, in, I think P10 Webby is, yeah, Webby's down in P10, so he could get another free position. And, oh my goodness, I've just realised it's now raining! Oh my goodness. I didn't even realise about the rain. I did not realise. I did not realise it was going to rain, so it really throws a spanner in the works if you're on the dry tyres, which means they're going to have to box with wet tyres. So if you want to get out on the wets now, your best bet is to box this lap. Because what's happened is, Ackerman comes into the pit lane, and Shanae has not boxed. Shanae has stayed out on those tyres. So does that mean Shanae could lose the net lead of this race, Ackerman into the pits? Into a pits for a set of different tyres, I believe. So as we wait for them to sort their pit stops out as Ark as well now in P2 decides to stay out. Taggart as well decides to stay out. What about Webby? I think Webby came into the pit lane earlier on, and did he? No, he stayed out as well. He has stayed out. Shanae, the race leader, on those tyres still, in wet conditions. That is right, Vers. It could be too early, but let's find out. Unfortunately, P3 is a drive-through penalty. And Shanae's staying out. He reckons it's not wet enough yet to go on the tyres. That is interesting. That really throws a spanner in the works now. What about the BMW?
Halfway through, keep pushing.
Thank you, race engineer, for telling me to push and halfway through, but unfortunately, I'm not racing. I am streaming instead and commentating. As you can see, there's now spray on those tyres, and the Beamer calls it and goes into the pit lane. He goes into the pits. On board now with Andrew Taggart down at P5. Is he coming into the pit lane? Yes, he is. As Kelly decides to stay out. Webby comes in as well. On board of Ackerman. There he is. There is Ackerman, who boxed as soon as it started raining on the wet tyres, going to the tyres, potentially on the end of this race. Track right now is damp, into the second chicane. Is he going to be able to take the lead of this race? As you can see, the spray is now affecting on those cars. Ackerman, right now, car 23, approaching the hairpin. Shanae, where is Shanae? Oh, Shanae's there. There's Shanae. So Shanae stayed out longer. Obviously, it's, I believe, sorry, like 30 seconds in the pits. So Shanae still needs to box. But this is a huge gap for Shanae. 41 seconds is the gap between P1 and P2. Absolutely insane. Really appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you very much. Right then. Taggart in the pit lane as well for a switch of tyres. Pit stops, pit lane, pit carnage is, of course, happening right now. But the big question is, there's Ackerman. And unfortunately, with Shanae's massive gap difference, I don't think Ackerman's going to be able to do it. But I guess we'll find out. As Kelly stays out, but are they on the wet tyres? I don't think they are. No, they are definitely not on the wets, I don't think. They have stayed on the dries, which is obviously not an ideal thing to do. The track is absolutely damp. Absolutely horrendous. Whew. Yes, Shanae did make the right call. So car number 23 now coming to the final corner, and there's Shanae. There is Shanae. There is your race leader. Shanae, just congrats and hats off to him. Because the gap between P2 and P3 is around about 17 seconds. So hats off to Shanae for really pulling that one off. That was mega, that was. That was fantastic. Ten seconds overcut. It's crazy, isn't it? I think Ackerman just boxed too early. But now, oh, as I say that, Ackerman's gone off. Ackerman having a moment there at turn number, I want to say 4, that is. Oh, and he drives into the wall as well. So could that be front damage for his car? Oh, it's not going well for Ackerman. Could have potential damage on his car. Drops down to P number 6. As Vic, car number 88, makes his way into the top 3. Oh no. It is going bad to worse for car number 23. Let's see if he can recover. Hopefully, it's not that much damage. As Kelly now trembles into the pit lane, and the master of mastery things takes back P1, and it's Shanae. There you go. Shanae back to P1, where he belongs, and where he should be, and the fastest lap on the track right now, at 2 minute 33.330. He's pushing like hellfire. There it is. That was incredible by Shanae. I am blown away by that. I am really blown away. That was fabulous to watch. That really was. I am actually really blown away by that. As we've got a spinner down on P11 at the moment. Trying to make a few more positions here and there. And that's now Kelly exiting the pit lane and actually coming out in P7. That's interesting. So, not bad. He would have a lot more fresher tyres than the cars ahead of him. So, all the way down now to P7. There we go. So, Kelly could do a lot of work here to try and improve on position. So, can we see any close call battles? Yes, we can. We can run aboard with James, who's got the Aston Martin ahead of them. So they may try and go for P13. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that one. I think Kelly actually gained time on their relative competitors because everyone pitted too early. They did, exactly, Vez. I didn't expect Ackerman to really box that early, but he decided to, and unfortunately, it didn't pay off well. But look at that, the rain is really coming down here at Zolder now. It seems to be getting really heavy, so we could see maybe a few more spins or drivers starting to struggle in the conditions, which means if they start to struggle, we could see a lot more faster drivers starting to approach and fight their way through, like Ackerman up in P5 at the moment, trying to get past lap cars at the moment and fighting his way. And I say that he's had a spin, he's off. Big contact as well with the BMW, and he's off the track. Just lost the back end there. Really not going well for him today, and still going to push through and trying to continue and see what he can do. But that is big loss there. The Beamer, don't really know where they were going. I think they tried to avoid Ackerman, but just couldn't stop in time and just decided to slide off track. And I don't know, that might have been what darkness? That was darkness. There we go. That was darkness, who unfortunately went into I believe it was Ackerman there, but we'll just pretend we didn't see that. We'll just pretend, you know, we'll just pretend we didn't see anything. Exactly, Vers. One, he boxes way too early and then has a spin and then spins again, but it's a big spin, and yeah, that will damage your time just a bit. So something that's interesting me and I'm getting quite excited for is we're on board a P4, and the gap between those two at the moment is going to be 1.4 seconds. And what's actually really surprised me at this moment in time right now is really starting to hammer it down here at Zolder. Ackerman obviously starting to gain on Kelly ahead, but Andrew Taggart, out of all the drivers, Andrew Taggart has got a drive-through penalty as GG Land in the background goes off track. But Andrew Taggart, drive-through penalty, and he enters the pit lane now to serve it. What a yikes for him. What a yikes indeed. So that means he's going to lose one position. Yeah, I think it was one position he'll lose, and he'll drop him down to P9 as he enters the pit lane now, and the Ferrari makes a position on the McLaren, as the McLaren has to serve a drive-through penalty. There we go. There we go. Right. Here we go. We have the Mercedes, who was looking quite competitive today, but they found their way down the grid order, which isn't ideal. And there's lots and lots of action going on. And I don't know if it's like lap cars getting in the way as well, and actual proper like big car shop at the way. Someone's off track. That's a McLaren off. I believe that's going to be Webby, who's currently in. Was that Taggart? No, sorry, that's Taggart who's gone off. Sorry. Webby, unfortunately, down in P40 at the moment, probably struggling in these conditions, as they didn't get much practice. That is true. Drive-throughs around this track with that much of, that much of a pit lane, like lengthwise, definitely not ideal. Joe Viper down in P17 as well, getting a drive-through penalty, not ideal. So that'll be their race slightly damaged, and that could mean a bit worse than losing a few more positions. And as we can see in the background, Ackerman is around about 8/10 behind and trying to push, but as he tries to push, he just loses the back end. What's really caught my eye is after Andrew Taggart serving that penalty, suffocating, going down to the hairpin, trying to not lose control of the car. They don't, and they don't indeed, which is lovely to see, in that lovely Dynaco livery, and they find themselves up into P number 11 now, ahead of Andrew Taggart. There's someone that spun ahead of Suffocating, and who was that going to be? As they're Suffocating makes his way over the sausage curb and completely misses his braking zone there. Who was that? That was some car in the background. I'm not too sure who that was. And here comes our race leader, or not our race leader, sorry, our race or our competitor, which is P number 2, and that's Vic. But I say competitor, but they probably aren't competing, as they're 22 seconds behind P1 at the moment. So the gap difference is quite big, a substantial amount. But if it starts to dry up, as the rain is starting to wear off, it could just change. The conditions could just change up. Obviously, a damp track could be here for a while, but if the conditions start to really dry up and we see a dry line, that could be a bit interesting. Could be interesting. Ackerman once again down in P7, having a bit of a toss and turns with Kelly at the moment. Can he find his way by the Beamer very, very shortly? Potentially this lap. Let's find out, because down into turns number 2 and then 3 he goes, after the Ackerman taking a wide line there and then trying to tuck to the inside as much as they possibly can. As you see there, that car is just not looking stable, and the grip loss seems to just be the back end. The front end's turning, the back end's like, nah, I'm not turning properly. Drifting at every single corner. Right. So, what else we got? We've got George down in P18 at the moment. Potentially trying to make a position up at the P17. Someone's into the pit lane. Oh, they're spinning into the pit lane. Andrea. No idea where they're trying to go, so we'll just quickly move away from that one so we don't embarrass them too much, I would say. We didn't see anything at all. Yeah, so Ackerman trying to put the pressure on Kelly, but Kelly having none of it. So, yeah, but as I say that, Kelly gets a horrible exit out of the turn number 10. Now into 11 we go. Is Kelly going to go way too deep here? No. Into the helicam shot we go. Ackerman isn't really gaining as much as he would want to in a straight line, but let's keep on board with the helicopter cam so we get a lovely view of sector 1 and see where Ackerman's losing time, where the BMW is gaining. So wide line here, and then you really want to tuck to the inside as much as you possibly can in turns 2 and 3. Ackerman looks like he's really gaining there, but look, the back end just snaps out there, and the Beamer just looks under control. But Ackerman with a really strong exit here on the rear wing of the BMW. Might try and force the BMW into a bit of a mistake here on the late brakes. In into the first chicane we go. And Ackerman with a really good exit there. Is he close enough to attempt to go wheel to wheel with the BMW as we go through some trees there, but luckily the trees do get out of the way, and into the second chicane and out of the second chicane, exiting to turn number 7 to turn number 8. And Ackerman just getting absolutely squiggly there and just isn't able to get by. But he was so close to potentially getting a position done on Kelly for P6. But unfortunately, errors kept creeping in. So we'll see if he can try this lap again to do the same thing, put pressure on Kelly and go for that position and get into P6 as we have someone ahead, which is James, going off track and then rejoining safely and letting the two cars by, and James unfortunately being lapped once again, which isn't ideal, but some happens. So I think James having a bit of a tough race, but currently in P15, that's where he wants to be. He'll be very happy with that. So on board in the helicam shot again, let's see if Ackerman can gain that time again right here at turns 2 and 3. He really tries to gain the time there, but he's gone a bit wide there, and that's lost him a few, I'd say, seconds or maybe potentially tenths as we make our way out of turn number 4 now. And Ackerman, unfortunately, not as close as he would want to be last lap. So he is really struggling. Like, he gets a really good exit there at the first chicane of turn number 5, and then down to turn 7. Can he get a decent exit here to challenge the BMW? Because right now the BMW just looks really calm and collected. Matt, how are we doing, buddy? Welcome on into the stream. You join us with 13 minutes to go of racing action here at Zolder, and it's obviously it was meant to be dry. It's got a bit wet, shall we say, but as you can see at the top right, you've got the track is wet, indicating it's quite damp and wet on the track right now. But we have got clear clouds on the way as Ackerman going on the grass there and attempting to get past the BMW, but the BMW with just a slightly better exit and able to keep ahead of the Honda. This is turning into an excellent battle. Yes, Ackerman is really struggling with traction, but what's really caught my eye is we could potentially get a dry track. I know there's 13 minutes to go, but if the rain goes away now and obviously a dry line starts to form, we could see the drivers again into the pits. And as you can see there, if we ride on board the bumper cam very quickly, you can really see the track has stopped producing rain, of course. It's just a damp track now, very wet still, of course. But on a bumper cam shot now with Ackerman, you can really just see he is really struggling. If we go on board with Kelly and go on the wing angle, I mean, it's not the best, but you can see if Ackerman really gains. So into the second hairpin. You can see Ackerman just loses the car there. But saying that, he's got a decent exit here. And could he challenge for the hairpin? We'll keep on the rear wing shot for now to see what his exit's like at the hairpin against the BMW. Ackerman with a very strong exit. So we're going to come out of the wing shot now as we make our way down to turn number 11. Yellow flags appearing left, right and centre. The Beamer still able to stay ahead of the Honda. The Honda just running out of track there, and saying that it may not be too long until we get maybe Ackerman finally up into P5 as he goes around the outside of the Beamer. The Beamer trying to keep to the inside line, both going wheel to wheels. We head down to turn number 2 and then 3. Now it's Ackerman with the inside line. The Beamer though going to try the switcheroo but unable to get it done. Ackerman finally up into P7, shall I say, as P6, sorry. But can he potentially, you know, can he keep it? Or will the Beamer come straight back at him? No more rain. 11 minutes till we finish here at Zolder. Could the track dry? If it does, it can get quite interesting. It is. BMWs are very, very fast for some reason at this track, which is interesting, but lovely to see. We love dominance. We love dominance in lead. And just a quick gap update for you then. Right now, it is going to be, obviously, Shanae and P1, 26 seconds is the gap between P1 and P2. As I say that, Vic has caused yellow flags, and Vic has got off track and smacked the barrier there. That is big woes there. And that gap will substantially come down now. I don't know how much damage that might have caused to the BMW. But Marcel, in the background, heading to turns 2 and 3. Obviously, still a big gap to close. But how much damage has that caused to Vic? As I say that, and Marcel causing yellow flags now. Probably having a moment there at the same area, which is quite interesting. The same area that Vic went off. And now what's interesting is potentially Ark and P4 may be able to gain a little bit on Marcel. We'll find out. We'll keep our eyes peeled on that one. As we've got Mercedes down to the second hairpin now. Down in P11. 1.6 behind Suffocating. No, he's not. I'm getting myself confused. It's going to be our newest member joining us for today. I'll try and get myself correct this time. It's P10. And Mercedes was trying to gain. But unfortunately, Mercedes had slam dunk with a drive-through penalty. Andrew Taggart, once again, not very happy probably in the cockpit. Another drive-through penalty serve. What is happening here? What is happening? Drive-through penalties happening left, right and centre. Wowzers. Right. Any close battles? Yes, there is. Jamie Lewis. Ooh, go for a dive into the hairpin. Late on the brakes. Unable to get the move done. The car just won't turn, as you can see there. Has he got damage? He's got quite big damage there on his front bonnet. So, we'll see if that causes any problem. But Andrew Taggart, big woes for him as he enters the pit lane to start his really, really dreadful and really, really, really slow, long pit entrance, almost at the exit. Just draining, isn't it? That was a crazy dive reverse, absolutely insane. Of course, I thought he was going to make it, but just a little bit too deep. Just a little bit too deep. Right. To be honest, not much happening, except obviously Andrew Taggart being slam dunk with that drive-through penalty. He drops down now to P15. P16 now, sorry. Let's try and find some battles. The closest one we have at the moment is between, I think it's P4 and P3. Marcel at the moment able to hold on. What I'm seeing is I think I'm seeing a dry line on the track. So, if we're seeing a dry line beginning to form, of course that means the track's drying, but obviously that means the tyres won't be able to cool down enough. So for the next 6 minutes, the drivers have got to really try and keep these tyres alive. And I say that, and Marcel's round, and unfortunately that's big woes there. Oh, for the McLaren, we just saw he went round there and loses out on that podium, and now it's going to be Arc up into P3 and Marcel dropping down to P4. That is really, really unfortunate, and big woes there for the McLaren driver, having such a good race, losing it there again, but unable to save it. Oh, Marcel will be furious in that cockpit right now. Absolutely furious. Right now, he's probably speechless. Absolutely speechless. So we could get a nice battle between King and potentially Marcel. We'll find out. But maybe not, because I've just realised P5 is a drive-through penalty. So unfortunately, Marcel is safe for now with 5 minutes to go on a wet track and losing out to a podium after that unfortunate spin. So the BMW has just got to take it nice and easy for the next 5 minutes, and he's scored himself a slam dunk podium, which he'll be really, really happy with. Unless the Beamer has a moment. But the Beamer seemed quite strong on this track, and I haven't really seen Ark or Kelly make any major mistakes, really. So, yeah. Could be an interesting one. Could be an interesting one. But no, there's a few big names, obviously. Oh, I say that. Okay, look on track. And there might be yellow flags there, so someone might be held up there. And there could have been. Oh, there's contact in the background. Ackerman making contact, or that driver in the background making contact, but that wasn't ideal. And that's Webby in P12 at the moment. And what we did behind Webby, that was a bit interesting, shall we say. That might be more for the stewards to look at, shall we say. Look at that dry line form. I think drivers are starting to struggle now with the wet tyres as the track starts to slowly dry up very, very slowly. Very slowly. Oh, hang on a minute. I thought Sinead disconnected. Oh my goodness. 3 minutes to go. I thought Sinead disconnected. Woo! He is still in this race. I got scared. I thought he had left. Oh, that scared me. Oh, that scared me. Let's just hope that doesn't happen again, shall we, chat? Can you imagine, though, if that happened? 3 minutes till you win a race, and then, you know, you eat. But I'm trying to not jinx it. Otherwise, darkness may kill me. So, we'll try and keep it positive, chat. You know, chat. We didn't see anything, all right? We didn't see anything. Didn't see absolutely anything. All we're seeing right now is just big gaps forming with 2 minutes to go. Sir, yes, sir. Indeed, sir, yes, sir. We saw absolutely nothing. Memory's gone blank. Good to hear, good to hear, good to hear. Good, good, good. Right. So, one driver that's really impressed me today has got to be Marcel. Because normally they're not in this position, like, really high up. Because they get involved in, like, contact or just, you know, not as quick as they normally be. But I just feel really bad because they were having such a good race. Chilling and, like, vibing in the top 3. And then all of a sudden, they spin. I really feel their pain. Can you imagine being in that scenario? For example, say like Formula 1. Say you're racing really hard at Formula 1 around the track. And you spin. Say you're leading the race and you spin. And you feel gutted. You would, wouldn't you? You feel absolutely gutted. I bet you that's how Marcel feels here. What's interesting though, I think Ackerman's on dry tyres. I might be wrong, maybe he's not, never mind. I was just thinking he was, because he's really pushing, he's really gaining in P4 now. Unless he's really just unleashing his pace now. Oh, Taggart's round again. Taggart. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, Taggart. Mowing some lawn, shall we say, right there. Pit window is now closing, so if you wanted to box, you've run out of time, unfortunately. But hopefully you did box already. But as we look at Taggart, who has had a really bad race today, let's go on with Shanae, because Shanae really deserves this win. And, of course, they are on the final lap of this race. 60 minutes done around Zolder. They were all told in the driver's briefing today and yesterday and the day before, whilst they were doing their practice sessions, chilling in the Discord VC, having fun and vibing. They were told, right? They were told there's going to be no rain. It will be dry. It's a dry qualifying session. It's a good thing. And it was at night time, which was absolutely lovely to see. Absolutely fantastic. It was a dry start to the race. It was all going well. I didn't even look at my top right hand side and see it was going to rain. So then I just saw rain water appear down on my monitor and on the track, and the track started to get wet. So you can never know what brings Zolder, but Zolder has been really tough for some drivers today. But Shanae has shown absolute dominance. When the rain came down, Shanae was there to react. When the pace was there in the rain, he reacted to an extraordinary, fantastic performance. A gap of 41 seconds in the rain. Boxed, stayed ahead, came P1 again. 31 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. He crosses the line for your round 3 winner here at Zolder. Shanae, absolutely fantastic race for him. Vic, unfortunately, not able to continue his win streak here today at Zolder, but he will come home in a very strong P2 after a few drivers up with the top 3, having a few spins here and there, having a few moments like I'd say Ackerman, who's currently in P5 at the moment. But Vic will come home to take P2, and then Ark as well, picking up that P3 spot at the moment. But we're not done just yet, because Marcel is 2 seconds behind at the moment. So if Ark makes a massive moment here into the hairpin, which he hasn't, he's done it to perfection. So if he keeps it all together now, keeps calm and collected, he keeps his nose out of penalties, he will cross the line to take the final podium position here at Zolder and steal Marcel's podium. Marcel will come home in P4. Ackerman in the background in the Honda. Lovely livery as always. Will finish in P5. Kelly to finish in P6. And then we make our way all the way down to P12, which is Mr. Webby himself in the wonderful half McLaren Lightning McQueen livery to take home P12. Probably could have thought he'd done better, but the rain probably got the worst of him. And I think he really struggled in the rain, but P12 is still a really strong and decent performance as the Mercedes crosses the line, and that is going to be everything done and dusted for your results today. Having a look at the top of the field, Shanae, absolute dominance into lap 1, ahead of the field. Rain comes down. I don't know what is going on with Shanae. He's flying there on my screen. Don't know if anyone else saw that on the stream. That was absolutely crazy. Don't know what we just saw. But the rain came down. He then gapped everyone by 41 seconds. Then it was a 10-second gap in between that. 32 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Absolutely insane. Like I said, Vic's win streak comes to an end. Ark comes home in P3. That was fantastic. I really hope you really enjoyed that race today, because from my point of view, that was absolutely fantastic. So we're going to end it on a high note, and we are going to finish up there. Obviously, do not forget about tomorrow. Of course, we have Tier 2 for Formula 1 returning at the lovely track of Australia, which I'll be racing there myself. So if you want to watch me on the track, then feel free to tune into the stream and, you know, watch me race and watch the others race because, you know, we're awesome here at Phoenix and we love some wheel-to-wheel action. But Australia, I don't like the track. It's not my favourite track. So I could be spinning. I could be crashing. I don't want to crash, but you may see Flynn spin here and there. So make sure to stay tuned for that one because if you see me spin, I might get a bit angry. So we'll see what happens. But we've got a fatal error. Game has crashed. Not ideal. But hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. Tier 2 and Tier 1 is going to be live on the channel. I believe Panos might be doing Tier 2 tomorrow. And Darkness, as always, doing Tier 1. But you guys, you've been fantastic. GG in the chat. I'm exhausted. GG. I'm exhausted after watching that race. All the shouting I've been trying to do. And the dominance from Shanae in the wet was absolutely insane. A very exciting race indeed verse. James, told you. P14, you did indeed, James. Congratulations on that one. If you want to be a part of the family as well, keep up to date with all the social media we do. Make sure to hit that follow button on the Twitch channel. And if you've got a Twitch Prime, did you know subs are 3? So if you subscribe with Twitch Prime, which is free on the channel, you'll be helping us with like obviously server donations, providing service for Phoenix like ACC for example, and other bits and bobs like merch and other bits and like stuff like that. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe. You've been awesome. You've been fantastic. Ciao.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.